Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I had hoped that fellow board members will be here. They might join us. Thank you very much. I'm no longer having a name. So I'll read the statement from the NSFAS, and we'll take questions as that the minister has indicated later to then understand more on the work that they've been doing and the work that we are continuing to be doing and planning to do in the 2026 year. So allow me to also thank you in advance as media for attending this briefing, as well as our stakeholders present here today. And fellow South Africans, on behalf of the NSFAS board, I wish all of you a prosperous and successful new year. May 2026 dawn with grace. It is my privilege to address you this morning as we embark on another important academic year in the journey to expand access to higher education in our country, South Africa. The purpose of today's media briefing is to announce the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, which is NSFAS as you know it, comprehensive preparations for the 2026 academic year with a focus on disbursements and registration period support for all universities and TVET colleges. Today, I provide clear guidance, and I need to emphasize guidance on the required preparations and outline key timelines and responsibilities for our institutional partners. The topics about 8 of critical areas that I will address today. First is that NSFAS application status and statistics. Secondly, I'll deal with submissions of 2025 academic results and processing of continuing student funding decision. And thirdly, NSFAS funding decisions and the funding eligible list. And next, 2026 admissions, registration data, submission and validations, and allowance distribution arrangements for the 2026 academic year, 2026 qualification code updates, the 2026 disbursement schedule, and lastly, we'll deal with appeals processes. The first one being application status and statistics. On behalf of the NSFAS board, I wish to extend our sincere gratitude to all learners, students, and their parents who dedicated their time and effort to submit applications during the NSFAS 2026 funding cycle. Your commitment to pursuing further education and your proactive engagement with our processes are truly commendable. We appreciate the trust you have placed in NSFAS to support your academic journey, and we remain committed to ensuring that every eligible applicant receives the opportunity to access higher education and training. Thank you for partnering with us as we work together to build a brighter future for all. NSFAS is pleased to confirm that we have processed all 2026 funding applications prior to the start of the academic year as committed to by the 31st December 2025. We received a record of 893,847 applications, a testament to the scale and importance of our mission. Of these, 593,981 applications, which makes up 66.45%, were submitted by female applicants, reflecting the ongoing trend of strong female participation in tertiary education. Male applicants accounted for 299,866 applications, which is about 33%. Among these, 520,545 applications are from SASSA beneficiaries, and 2,551 applications are submitted by students with disabilities. To date, 609,653 applications have been approved, with 243 applications currently incomplete due to outstanding documents, About 16,862 applications have been cancelled and 49,538 have been rejected after a rigorous review process. First-time entry students accounted for 766,232 applications, while 125,157 applications came from senior students. In terms of age distribution, we received about and reviewed 428,632 applications from a range of teenagers, 417,823 from individuals in their 20s, 42,186 from those in their 30s, and 4,585 from individuals in their 40s, and 621 from applicants aged 50 and above. I was not one of the applicants, though. One of the second area, which is very critical as well, this is to our key institutional responsibilities and deadlines to our institutions and our partners. So in order to facilitate smooth registration and timely allowance disbursements, I wish to highlight several responsibilities and deadlines for all universities and TVET colleges. First, the submission of 2025 university academic results. All universities were expected to submit their 2025 academic results no later than the 15th December 2025. Universities in their majority had met this deadline. This submission is critical for NSFAS to verify academic eligibility and release funding statuses for continuing students before registration begins. NSFAS advised all institutions facing challenges to contact their assigned NSFAS institutional servicing administrator for immediate support, and we urge institutions to do that. Secondly, as we guide them, the submission of 2026 admission list. Universities are required to upload their 2026 admission list to the NSFAS portal as soon as possible. Early submission enables us to begin student validations and prioritize funding eligibility processing. Continuous updates are expected throughout the admission cycle. Thirdly, funding decisions and funding eligibility list or eligible list. All funding decisions for 2026 were completed by 31st December 2025. The initial release for the first time entering students took place on the 15th December 2025, and universities are now able to access funding list. And the fourth one, which is qualification code updates. This is very critical for our institutions to really take note of. The deadline for qualification code updates was set for the 10th December 2025, and final submission date was the 15th December 2025. Universities were advised to ensure that students are not enrolled in expired qualifications, as NSFAS will not fund such enrollments. The fifth area is the 2026 allowance distribution arrangements and student accommodation. University-led allowance distribution will be extended through 2026. Monthly remittances returns must be submitted to us, NSFAS, detailing students paid, types of allowances, and dates of payment. Equally important is that accommodation allowances for students in private accommodation will be paid directly to accredited providers who must enter into legitimate agreement with student occupants. NSFAS is implementing a transitional framework designed to facilitate the shift towards a more centralized, transparent, and student-focused accommodation system. In alignment with this initiative, all higher education institutions and private accommodation providers are required to adopt the new framework to ensure a seamless process for the allocation and management of accommodation for both new entrants and returning students. As part of this transition, all accommodation dates, including opening, closing, move-in, and move-out Periods will be intrinsically aligned with the academic calendar to prevent students from being stranded at any point during the academic year. We are upgrading the accommodation portal to enable students to apply for accommodation, track their application status, accept offers, and log maintenance issues, all within a single platform. Furthermore, the portal will be integrated with institutional student management system to facilitate automatic verification of student registration and NSFAS eligibility. This is very critical. In addition, we will introduce a robust data-driven reporting and reconciliation process, ensuring clear and timely reconciliation between NSFAS and accommodation providers. This will guarantee prompt payment to providers, thereby encouraging their continued participation in the scheme. The upgraded system will generate monthly occupancy and payment reports directly from central platform. We will also explore the implementation of the in-house accommodation payment functionality, transferring the payment process from portal providers directly to NSFAS. These enhancements will strengthen financial management and improve the reconciliation of funds disbursed to accommodation providers and students, eliminating the need for third-party payment processing and ensuring greater efficiency and accountability. On the 2026 upfront payment, on the 1st of February 2026, NSFAS will issue an upfront payment covering the full book allowance, 1 month of meal, accommodation, personal care, and travel allowances. In this regard, universities will be responsible for ensuring correct disbursement to eligible students. The submission of 2026 registration data. The NSFAS registration upload portal opened on the 5th January 2026. Universities are strongly encouraged to submit complete and accurate registration data early. It must be noted that disbursement will be strictly based on data accuracy and completeness. Our support that we'll be offering during the registration period. To further support institutions, we will deploy servicing administrators to all 26 universities and all 50 TVET colleges from the 13th January 2026 to 31st March 2026. Graduate interns will work alongside servicing administrators, and deployment schedules will be communicated directly to the institutions. The TVET college payments and processing. To support effective cash flow at the commencement of the 2026 academic year, we will advance tuition upfront payments to the TVET colleges on the 31st January 2026. The upfront payment will be calculated at 20% of each college 25th tuition allocation. All subsequent tuition payments will be processed based on the submission of valid and verified registration data. The My NSFAS Manager portal is now open for 2026 registration data uploads. Beneficiaries at TVET colleges will continue to receive their allowances directly into their personal bank accounts. Colleges are required to ensure that students capture and verify their banking details accurately on the NSFAS portal, as payments will not be made to third-party or institutional accounts. NSFAS has communicated a comprehensive schedule to TVET colleges detailing all tuition and allowance payment dates, as well as registration, upload, and cut-off deadlines for the 2026 academic cycle. It is essential that colleges submit complete and up-to-date student registration data, including any changes relating to cancellation, dropouts, deregistration, and other enrollment updates by the specified deadlines. Registration and student status updates must be managed as a continuous monthly process to ensure accurate funding administration and to prevent incorrect payments or further recoveries. This is very, very important. I need to emphasize this because we need to prevent incorrect payments because they take away the benefit from an eligible and qualifying student. Further, 2026 registration template has been enhanced to allow colleges to indicate students' accommodation types and participation in occupational programs, thereby streamlining verification processes and the distribution of funds. Any changes to student registration data must be made only during the designated adjustment periods, which will be announced by us and are subject to budget availability. And lastly, in terms of those 8 areas that I have indicated that will address are the appeal processes. NSFAS has streamlined the appeals processes for 2026. The appeals window opens immediately as application outcomes are communicated, with the final deadline for appeals set for 14th January 2026. Outcomes will be communicated by the 16th February 2026. Students must submit all supporting documents within 30 days of their outcome notification. We have an academic deadline timetable that we have set, a comprehensive timetable for the year, which is as follows. To the matriculation class, I will not read the timetable, right, CEO? So on behalf of NSFAS, I extend my heartfelt congratulations on reaching this significant milestone in your education journey. I'm addressing the students, the matriculants, because they are waiting for their results, I think 12th February or January this year. They will receive their result. As you prepare to embark on the next phase of higher education and training, NSFAS stands ready to support you in the pursuit of your aspiration. May you take pride in your achievements, have confidence in your abilities, and embrace the opportunities that lie ahead with enthusiasm. We look forward to welcoming many of you as you continue your academic journey and strive towards a brighter and promising future. Best wishes for your continued success. In conclusion and in appreciation and closing, we remain steadfast in our commitment to expanding access to higher education and supporting our students in achieving their academic aspiration. The progress outlined today reflects the collaborative efforts of our institution, government department, student organization, and other stakeholders. We will continue to engage all our critical stakeholders during this critical period to ensure that no one is left behind. I wish to thank the Honorable Minister of Higher Education and Training, Mr. Buti Manamela, the Deputy Ministers, Dr. Nomosa Ngube Dube and Dr. Mimi Gondwe, the Director General, Dr. Nkosinathi Sishi, and all Deputy Directors General for their unwavering leadership and guidance. My gratitude also goes to the university and college leadership, NSFAS staff, student representative councils, SA South and SAFETA, accredited accommodation providers, SASA, the DBE, SARS, Department of Home Affairs, and all partners and stakeholders for their dedication and support. Your continued collaboration is essential to the success of our students and the future of our country. Let us continue to work together to uphold accountability, improve efficiency, and provide every eligible student with the support they require to succeed. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. In your other cap, we would have been singing now after this address, Chair. Unfortunately, in this environment, it's followed by questions.
Thank you.
Yeah. Colleagues, this is that moment where you are given an opportunity to ask clarity-seeking questions to the chairperson, who will be assisted by the CEO and the acting CIO. Please identify yourself, the media organization you're coming from, and the question. Also, we welcome colleagues who are joining us online. We will also be taking your questions on those platforms. Thank you. Let me start here. By show of hand, you'll be recognized. It's very clear, colleagues. Yeah, no, the chair was very clear. All right, there's a hand on my left. Yeah, it will be number 1. Okay, we good. Ish, can I check online if no questions online? I see. Do you still want to come? Or you are good? No, I am here. Okay. All right. Let me recognize you first, ma'am. Yes, please.
Thanks. From ENCA to, I think, the acting board chair, but maybe the first table in general. First question is, acting chair, what have you picked up in your few weeks as the acting board chair that seems to cause a lot of upheaval and uncertainty within the NSFAS environment? It is something NSFAS as a whole that has also been flagged by the minister, just in terms of concerns around what has been going on there over the past few years. Linking to that, I believe all 3 at the top table are in acting capacities at the moment. Just talk to us about the stability of NSFAS as well. Again, given what we have seen over the past few years, is it not concerning that there are no permanent positions? I'm sure there are processes around that, but just given the importance of NSFAS, that we are seeing this sort of instability that keeps happening. And also, the importance, talk to us please about the importance of NSFAS versus the administrative sort of instability that we do keep seeing again over the past few years. And then I would like to return for a second round of questions, please.
Okay. All right.
Good morning. I'm Patricia Pasaki from the SABC. Last year we saw, a lot of back and forth in terms of the issues around the private service providers for accommodation, and that left a lot of students anxious, and the service providers. Are these issues sorted out? And what will be done differently this year to make sure that we don't see a repeat of that drama and some students, being anxious that they won't have accommodation and just all that drama that played out that we saw last year? Is there a strong mechanism that's put in place to prevent a repeat?
Okay, thanks, Patricia. All right, let's take those 2 questions. Chair, the first one, it's about, let me not repeat, I think you might have heard.
I didn't hear.
Okay.
I heard. I wanted you to sing. No, thanks for the question. I don't know how long have I been there. Was it 1 month?
3 months. Yeah.
Me as the acting chair.
It's 2 months.
It's 1 month, 10th of November. Okay. So, at a particular point in my life, I was a principal of a school, so I have always learned to observe trends and behaviors, I think. So, what I have picked up there, and I think now is on the positive, is that the board that has been appointed has been able, in a very short period of time, to develop policies and adopt those particular policies in order to stabilize NSFAS. And I can just mention few of those particular committees that were required in order for us to be able to stabilize NSFAS. For example, the Audit and Risk Committee has been established and is functional and is very efficient in order to ensure that it addresses things that has happened in the past. For example, you can call legacy issues that are now in the SIU being investigated, and work is being done around that area and so forth. And I need to appreciate the work that the board has done, and moving forward to ensure that we address some of the things that have been raised by the Auditor General. The Audit and Risk Committee assists with that responsibility, and they are addressing those areas that we really found in 2017, 2014, and so forth are being addressed. And that's what I've picked up, that you are working with men and women who are prepared to sacrifice and work for the people of our country. And that, to me, is very encouraging as an acting or interim chair of the board. That's what I have picked. I picked up that the management of NSFAS really requires support for them to be able to do their work. They are willing and they're working. I've worked with them the entire December now. Some of them have not even gone on holidays because they have a troubleshooting team that has to work in ensuring that by the 15th of December, the students are able to, the applicants are able to receive, the outcome or statuses that is required. And I think that is one of the areas that I have been able to pick up very quickly, that there is willingness to work and the board is willing to do the work that needs to. Yes, of course, we're still having instability in terms of acting positions and so forth. This is a result of, a prolonged process of administration. Because where the board is absent, it's not easy for one person to act as the board and act as a CEO and act as everything. We need to appreciate the fact that a number of things will not be in place because of that. For example, there will be weekend internal controls that you need to put in place because you don't have an HRRC committee, you don't have an ethics committee and a social responsibility committee and so forth. So in the absence of those things, you are going to have to struggle to ensure that you establish a culture which is ethical and people are willing to work. And that is what we have to address now. We need to cultivate and develop an ethical culture in NSFAS, and the leadership of NSFAS is really working with the board to ensuring that we are able to cultivate that. It's not going to be a one-day issue. Cultivating a culture which is ethical takes longer, but with an attitude which is positive, displayed by the management, I think that we are on the right track to ensuring that everyone who is employed to work for 8 hours works for 8 hours, or if not 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, by giving their time to the people of our country. And that is what I think is happening. So we are in the process of ensuring that positions are filled. The HRRC committee on behalf of the board, as well as the management, is responsible for some of this particular thing, because we need to ensure that we do not blur the lines of governance and administration. The acting CEO is working very hard with the C-suites that is there to ensure that those positions that have been vacant are really filled, and we hope and that we can be supported, that we can have cooperations of our stakeholders in ensuring that the CEO is able to complete that particular process, whilst the board is also completing some of the processes that are there. Some of the things that I have picked up, obviously, are in the SIU, and obviously they're doing their work, working with legal people to ensure that we are able to get out of some of this problematic situation. I will leave the rest to the acting CEO. I have indicated that we have got a transitional arrangement in terms of accommodation to avoid what has happened in the past, especially last year, where the students were stranded, frustrated, and as you have indicated, really anxious. We have an arrangement that is there, but the CEO is going to give full details around that particular area. I'm not sure if I have covered the area in terms of his ability. I can stand here and talk the whole day, but we are doing work, and so that's why you have not seen me in the media and so forth, because I said to the CEO, we want to do the work so that by the 15th of December we are able to say to the people of our country, this is the work that we've been doing, and this is what we're planning to do. So our comprehensive program for 2026 is to ensure that everything is seamless in terms of registration. Hence, we are providing our administrators who will be based in our institution to help us to smooth up the registration period processes for our students, but also provide guidance and support for our students, especially the first entrance in higher education.